5 things you need to know and do. Here are 5 things you need to know and do to prepare for a full trade war. At a government level, we need to diversify trade relationships. Many countries are too dependent on a single country or region for their trade, and this makes them vulnerable to disruptions. To prepare, governments should prioritize diversifying their trade relationships and reducing this dependence. This can help mitigate the impact of a full trade war by spreading risk across multiple trading partners. We need to strengthen domestic industries. By investing in key sectors, we can boost domestic production and reduce reliance on imports from countries involved in the trade war. This can help protect jobs and economic output during a trade war. For example, investing in renewable energy could help a country reduce its dependence on energy imports from a trade-restricted country. We need to build strategic reserves. Stockpiling essential goods such as food, medicine, and energy resources can help countries mitigate potential shortages and price increases during a trade war. By having a strategic reserve of essential goods, countries can ensure that their citizens have access to these items even if there is a disruption in the supply chain. We need to implement protectionist policies. These policies, such as tariffs, quotas, or other trade barriers, can help protect domestic industries from foreign competition during a trade war. However, it is important to note that protectionist policies can also have negative consequences, such as higher prices for consumers and retaliation from other countries. We need to develop a contingency plan. A well-developed plan can help a country effectively respond to trade disruptions and potential shortages during a full trade war. This plan should include measures to address potential issues such as transportation, logistics, and communication. At a business level, we need to diversify supply chains. By identifying alternative suppliers and logistics routes, businesses can reduce their dependence on a single country or region. This can help mitigate the impact of a trade war on supply chains and reduce the risk of disruptions. We need to build inventory reserves. By stocking up on essential goods and materials, businesses can mitigate potential shortages and production delays caused by a trade war. Maintaining a healthy inventory can help businesses continue operations even if there is a disruption in the supply chain. We need to invest in risk management. Developing strategies to mitigate potential losses and disruptions is crucial for businesses to prepare for a full trade war. This may involve diversifying suppliers, securing alternative transportation routes, or having a plan in place to adjust production if there are material shortages. We need to explore new markets. A full trade war can disrupt established trade routes and markets. Therefore, businesses should explore and identify new markets and trade partners to ensure they can continue to sell their products and generate revenue. This may involve investing in new distribution channels or exploring new sales territories. And finally, we need to develop contingency plans. Having a plan in place to respond to potential disruptions to global supply chains is essential for businesses to prepare for a full trade war. This may involve having a backup supplier in place or a strategy for dealing with potential shipping delays. At an individual level, we need to build an emergency fund. Having 3 to 6 months of living expenses saved can help individuals cope with economic uncertainty and financial shocks that may arise from a full trade war. This can provide a safety net to cover essential expenses if a person loses their job or experiences a reduction in income. We need to diversify your income streams. By having multiple sources of income, individuals can reduce their financial vulnerability and prepare for potential economic challenges. This may involve starting a side business, investing in rental properties, or building a portfolio of dividend-paying stocks. And next, we need to stock up on essentials. Building a personal stockpile of essential goods, such as food, medicine, and household items, can help individuals prepare for a full trade war. This can ensure that they have access to these items even if there is a disruption in the supply chain or an increase in prices. We need to reduce debt. Reducing debt exposure can help individuals mitigate the risk of financial shock and prepare for a full trade war. By minimizing debt, individuals can free up their income to save and invest in their emergency fund. And lastly, we need to stay informed and adaptable. Staying up to date with current events and being prepared to adjust your financial plans accordingly is crucial for navigating a full trade war. Being adaptable and informed can help individuals make sound financial decisions and manage their finances effectively during uncertain times. By implementing these tips, individuals, businesses, and governments can work together to mitigate the potential impact of a full trade war on their economies and financial well-being. Remember, the best way to predict the future is to create it. Stay flexible and keep learning. The world is constantly changing, and we must be willing to adapt in order to thrive. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Subscribe to our channel for more informative content. And don't forget to connect with us on social media. We look forward to seeing you in our next video.